Greetings, seedlings. I'm Brandon, co-creator of Guardians of the Seeds and Dungeon Master for the GOTS campaign. Welcome to our third episode. In this modified D&D journey, our adventurers will navigate the world of Arfinium, and their choices will dictate the written histories of the planet for the upcoming modern-day book series. To start this epic tale, it was decided that we would dive into each of the character stories by providing the cast with introduction episodes. What that means is, for the next 3 weeks, every Saturday will be a new intro, leading into our first episode with the full cast on March 2nd. This week, we are introducing Kayla Dinkoff. Would you like to introduce yourself, Kayla?
Hi, obviously, I'm Kayla. I am 27. I am Brandon's cousin and friend. Friend first. I play Ivia in this awesome world. I am a fellow lover of animals, anything artistic, spend a lot of time learning and reading things. That's really all I do. I am also married. He does come, pretty high above those list of priorities, but yeah, that's me. That's about it.
Awesome. So, as many of our early followers already know, Guardians of the Seeds is a lot more than a D&D campaign. In fact, if you consider its 18-year history, GOTS campaign is exceptionally young in the lifespan of this project. So, it probably will not come as a surprise to know that the campaign is nearly 100% homebrew. My co-creator, Mariah, and I have spent years coordinating the magics of the universe, so when I decided to turn Guardians of the Seeds into a D&D campaign, I decided that instead of adjusting GOTS to fit D&D, I would be adjusting D&D to fit GOTS. So it's nothing crazy, but you will see some custom spells and things that work with the homebrew classes. So we hope you appreciate that. One of the classes that are being introduced today is the Nymph class, which Kayla will be playing. I almost said her character name instead.
I mean, true though.
Right. Would you like to talk a little bit about the Nymph?
Sure. The Nymph is a character that is based upon the role of a protector. The protector is in an area of what is called their domain. Their domain could be mountains. It could be forest. The other one, what did we name it?
Water.
Oh, well, water, the other one.
Oh, okay. So we don't have a name for the
fourth one.
The fourth domain, but we're going for a more generalized area for like plains, tundra, deserts, places that you don't see a lot of nature, but nevertheless it exists. So a general subclass for that is also in the works.
Yes. So there are those 4 categories. Like I said, it's mainly about protecting. You're there for a reason, whether it be resources, creatures, whatever your thing is for that character or that place. You also get specific things, features from the class subclasses. For me, I get, what is the feature called?
Animal companion, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Nature's spirit, nature's gift, nature's assistant, forest domain. It's just animal guide.
Animal guide.
So I have an animal guide. Her name is Ari. She's an owl. But the mountain, water, and the other subclass, they all have their own types of features. So I can't wait to show you guys more about what the nymph can do.
Awesome. All right, with that being said, we're excited to get into our third episode. So let's get this party started.
Arfinium. A once great world filled with cities and villages of the magically inclined. Now lies in ruins. Mass disappearances led to hysteria among the few survivors. With little to go on, gossip and rumor of a planetary curse spread rapidly. Tragedy, once again, reigniting the search for answers. The last clue at solving this centuries-old mystery? Bolt Royal Castle. Follow me back to a time of ease and tranquility. When Bolt Royal Castle stood as a beacon of hope for the citizens of Arfinium. This is their story.
Okay. So we will start opening up to the morning of what we'll call a ribbon cutting ceremony. The mining situation that's been happening on the northern outskirts of your jungle. It has, of course, been polluting the water and getting into the ground and poisoning the nature around it. That was happening a long time ago. It is why you initially came to be.
Mm-hmm.
You working with the townspeople who have been working in this mine have created kind of an aqueduct system that lets all that water that's flowing from the caves whenever the mining is happening, and it goes through the aqueduct and it ends up in kind of a basin, which you have regularly been purifying to make sure that nothing is happening to your forest, your jungle that you live in, the trees on the outskirts of that border. Your whole mission is just to make sure it's protected.
Yeah.
And the townspeople and, the leader, Perrin in particular, wasn't especially against you being a part of the process in this way. So, without a lot of argument, you've spent roughly the last 40 years doing this. That's been your overall mission, your goal, your thing that has kept you where you are. Today, there has been a purification system put in place. Long waiting. This has been years in the making, and it would be something that you and the most recent overseer of this town, Alexi, coordinated together, putting together, making sure that the sludge and the heavy metals and things that would have been in this water that's been drifting out of the mining entrance is not going to be getting into your jungle anymore and polluting the space that you hold so dear. We had a cat sneak away, guys. So at this ceremony, you will approach a much larger basin, I would say. So the entrance to the mines are a little high. They go up kind of a steep incline, and that's why that water has just rushed out into that area. With the aqueduct system in place, it creates kind of this straightaway, and the water, instead of this steep incline, goes down a more gentle slope, and then it falls into that smaller basin that you had once created. Well, now we have a much larger basin, and that is filled with all kinds of different rock and sediment and sands and fine materials that at first filters out the big stuff, and then it gets finer and finer as it moves down until eventually the water that's coming out of the bottom of this basin is just water. And you've been told that once this process has been completed, you're not going to be as needed here in this mining town as you have been in the past. Not that that's a good or a bad thing, but it'll free up your time a little bit. So, walking up to this long-awaited thing, tell me how you're feeling.
Ivia would be walking slow because it's...
One second. Nico. Hey, step that.
It would be